You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. A government spokesperson cleared up social media rumors that Vietnamese auto company Vingroup would be investing 2,500 electric taxis in Cambodia after Prime Minister Hun Manet held a meeting with the conglomerate's CEO. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
Spokesperson Pan Bonar confirmed that the Prime Minister Hun Manet did not meet with the Vingroup CEO, but he did not agree with any investment deals that were proposed. During the meeting, the Prime Minister expressed his appreciation for the Vingroup and welcomed investment and expansion of other services, noting that the royal government of Cambodia has also set a policy to use clean energy that contributes to the protection and preservation of the environment. He also encouraged companies to invest in the production of components and auto parts in Cambodia for use in the auto production chain in Vietnam. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. As Vice President of the International Conference of Asian Political Parties, National Assembly President Kun Sotari met with the chairman of the ICAPP Standing Committee to strengthen cooperation in the name of peace, stability, and humanitarian work. Yesterday, Kun Sotari met with former Foreign Minister of South Korea and ICAPP Chairman Chung Eui-yong to strengthen and deepen the cooperation between the National Assembly of Cambodia and the ICAPP to contribute to the promotion of peace, stability, and the expansion of humanitarian activities for the people of Cambodia and the ASEAN region. During the meeting, the National Assembly President extended a warm welcome to Chung Eui-yong and his delegation and thanked the ICAPP for always supporting the democratic process in Cambodia by sending delegations to observe the national election and commune elections in Cambodia since 2013, including this year's general election. The National Assembly President emphasized that the presence and statement of the ICAPP on the reality of democracy in Cambodia is a useful contribution to the protection of the legitimacy and sovereignty of Cambodia's elections. She praised ICAPP's mission to promote peace and humanitarianism in the past by partnering with UNESCO and other political party unions from Asia and Africa. Kun Sotari requested that ICAPP form a closer connection with other interparliamentary forums that can stand up in the face of global uncertainty, geopolitical struggles, climate change, and pandemics. Chung Eui-yong congratulated the National Assembly President on her new position and for being the first woman to lead Cambodia's National Assembly. He reaffirmed his organization's stance on the democratic nature of Cambodia's general election in July and said that the peaceful transfer of power from former Prime Minister Hun Sen to his son, Prime Minister Hun Manet, is proof of Cambodia's political maturity. He also thanked the former Prime Minister for his contribution to ICAPP from its inception in 2000. He wished Cambodia luck and success in hosting the 12th ICAPP General Assembly in November 2024. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Social Affairs, Veterans, and Youth Rehabilitation signed an agreement with 3 NGOs this morning aimed at reducing poverty in Phnom Penh, Kampong Cham, and Tak Khao provinces, and totaling more than $1 million. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the details.
The signing ceremony took place at the Ministry of Social Affairs, Veterans and Youth Rehabilitation, with a representative on the ministry, Secretary of State Sung Meng Long, with representatives of the Children Bridge Organisation, Greater Hope NGO and Sok Sabai Association. Secretary of State Sung Meng Long said that the agreement will help support poor and vulnerable children and families in the community to earn decent living and study in private or public schools. The Children's Brigade organisation plans to spend $720,000 on providing housing for widows, small children and poor families in the community and to build toilets and freshwater wells for a total of 450 families in Kampong Cham and Tak Khao provinces. Greater Hope has a budget of more than $110,000 to provide general education from kindergarten to secondary school for children in the community and to support orphans on a monthly basis. It also aims to provide employment opportunities for people in Tak Khao's Tamai village. Sok Sabai Association aims to implement a budget of nearly $300,000 to support healthcare and emergency services to the students of the Sok Sabai Association to 15 families in Phnom Penh's Tung Tung Pong district. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The American cruise ship that was granted refuge in Cambodia after the world all but shut down in response to COVID-19 is returning to Sihanoukville on December 28th with 3,500 people and a much lighter purpose. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the story.
In February 2020, the Western Dom cruise ship and 1,400 passengers were denied entry by 5 nations. It was originally meant to be a 14-day cruise to Japan, who was among the 5 countries to refuse the ship due to COVID concerns. Former Prime Minister Hun Sen took the opportunity to provide humanitarian assistance to the passengers of 14 different nationalities so that they could finally begin making their way home from the ill-fated journey. The World Health Organization lauded Cambodia as a small country with a big heart and applauded the efforts made for a smooth emergency response. The WHO remarked on the impressive leadership and solidarity that came together to address the public health response. Phnom Penh Deputy Governor Kut Chai confirmed that the ship will be returning to the Sihanoukville Autonomous Port at the end of the month with 4,000 people aboard on December 28th. A meeting was held on Tuesday between Sihanouk Department of Tourism, Sihanouk Deputy Governor Long Damong, the Port Authority and other relevant departments and authorities to prepare for the arrival of the ship. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Today marks the 31st anniversary of the inclusion of Angkor on the UNESCO World Heritage List, which happened at the 16th meeting of the Heritage Committee in Santa Fe, USA in 1992. The archaeological park is hosting events to present Cambodia's cultural past and present in celebration of the merit. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
To celebrate the inclusion of Angkor as a World Heritage Site, the Apsara Authority and the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts has organised a 10-day Remembrance of Angkor event from December 7th to 16th. The Remembrance of Angkor event is organised to commemorate all the kings and ancestors who built and maintained the temples of Angkor, providing many benefits to the motherland in the past and the present. Today, Angkor is also hosting the 4th Memorial Night 2023, which features a variety of performances, including classical dance, Yikare theatre, modern theatre, luxurious Khmer costumes, modern contemporary concerts, and the participation of artists from the Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts, including famous singers, actors and models. The Kingdom of Cambodia will rock the land of Angkor once again. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The National Assembly resumed its first session this morning under the chairmanship of President Khuôn Suttari, with 100 members of the National Assembly present. As planned, the National Assembly voted on 9 members of the National Election Committee, or NEC, who will have the power to make crucial decisions about the country's elections. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
The National Assembly voted anonymously to appoint the candidates recommended by the 2 parties present, the Cambodian People's Party and Funci-Pec. The legislative body elected Prak Chan to continue as NEC chairman, with Chu Chamnan as vice chairman. In addition, 7 members were added, including Meng Sati, Dim Savanerom, Som Sorida, Heng Simleng, Yit Samit, Hal Samrat, and Hong Patia, who was NEC spokesperson during the July election. The election officials must be sworn in the Royal Palace before taking office. The NEC was authority to plan, organise and administer elections throughout the country under the motto of independence, neutrality, truth, justice and transparency. Committee members are elected by parties with seats in the National Assembly. This year, the Cambodian People's Party will relinquish total control of the legislative body when Funci-Pec won 5 of the 125 seats. This year, Funci-Pec members hold the vice chairmanship in addition to 3 seats on the committee. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. While in Vietnam this week, Prime Minister Hun Manet met with Vietnamese heads of government, Communist Party leaders, and business people. His main stated goal was to give Vietnam confidence in his desire to continue friendly and productive relations under his leadership. During his visit, the Prime Minister also presided over a business forum, which saw the fruitful result of direct flights established between Hanoi and Siem Reap, which he hopes will be a boon for Cambodian tourism. He also paid respects to fallen Vietnamese soldiers and former President Ho Chi Minh. Some analysts saw the visit as having ulterior motives, however, and claimed that the visit was just another show of loyalty to China, who has maintained close relations with its fellow communist country. Minister attached to the Prime Minister, Jean-François Tin, made a public statement saying that if media analysts really want to help the nation's potential on the international stage, they should think before they speak, citing the proverb, "The brain is bigger than the tongue." Speaking at a press conference upon the Prime Minister's return last night, Jean-François Tin referred to some analysts that said that the Prime Minister's visit to Vietnam was proof that Cambodia is just a satellite of Vietnam and China, noting that the Prime Minister had already visited China twice during his short time in office. Mr. Tin said that such remarks undermine national prestige and that both educated and ordinary Cambodians ought to apply the principle of think before you speak. He added that thinking of the nation as a whole is important because some analysis and statements can seriously affect the relationship and the interests of the nation. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Minister of Interior Sar Sokha claimed that the number of people being trafficked in online scams is nowhere near the estimate of 100,000 given in a report from the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner in August. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the story.
The minister's remarks are a response of the UN report released in August, which estimates around 100,000 people are trafficked and in forced labour situations in Cambodia through schemes involving money laundering through romance scams, cryptocurrency and illegal gambling in 5 countries in Southeast Asia, including Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, Myanmar and the Philippines. Minister Sar Sokha presented to the ministries during yesterday's National Anti-Human Trafficking Day under the theme, Technology as Means for National Development, Not Human Trafficking. There he said that over the past year, law enforcement has investigated 1,213 criminal cases, including 259 cases of forced labour. He added that the police also closed 5 crime sites and opened a total of 10 money laundering investigations. He said that the law enforcement report proves that there are nowhere near 100,000 victims who are trapped or forced to work illegally. The UN report says that the exact estimates of human trafficking are difficult to gauge because of its clandestine nature and gaps in the official response. The massive gap between the UN numbers and those of the Cambodian government were made exceedingly clear when the Interior Minister reported 259 forced labour cases for the year. The UN's reports estimated was backed up by the information on file and not explained further in the report. According to the UN report, online scam centres are or were reportedly operating in Phnom Penh, Can Dao, Prasat, Koh Kong, Pavet, Pri Sihanouk, Oda Menchai and Svay Rieng. Interior Minister Sar Sokha said that in his role as the chairman of the National Committee for Combating Human Trafficking, he has a strong commitment to the fight against human trafficking and consider it a priority of the royal government. He advised the strengthening of public awareness of these scams. He expressed the hope and confidence that the representatives of the countries concerned, as well as the development partners and civil society organisations working towards the fight against human trafficking, would continue to cooperate more widely to increase its effectiveness to protect the rights and interests of the people of the countries that are being trafficked and exploiting by criminals. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Hun Manet returned from his state visit to Vietnam last night, having had many discussions with various Vietnamese leaders. Apparently, one of the topics of discussion was Cambodia's ambitious project to connect the Basak River to the sea for trade benefits. Minister attached to the Prime Minister, Jean-François Tin, said that Vietnamese leaders had raised concerns about Cambodia's Phunon Techo Canal project affecting the Mekong tributary in Vietnam during their meeting with Prime Minister Hun Manet this week. Upon returning from the state visit, Mr. Tin held a press conference where he confirmed that Cambodia's plan to connect the Basak River to the sea in Kep would not affect Vietnam. He explicitly said that there would be no negative impact on the flow of the Mekong and other rivers, and promised that the project would maintain environmental stability, ecology, and natural habitats for biodiversity. Cambodia plans to dig a 180-kilometer-long canal, starting at the Takao Canal along the Mekong River, through multiple existing canals on the Basak River, before finally connecting to the sea in Kut. According to the plan, the government project will mostly connect existing waterways to achieve their goal. The construction is estimated to take about 4 years and cost approximately $1.7 billion US. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Italian ambassador to Cambodia, Paolo Dionisi, believes that under the guidance of the new prime minister and his government, the relationship between Cambodia and Italy will continue to grow. He also believes that embassies in both countries could soon be established to solidify those connections. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
In an exclusive interview with EAC News, Ambassador Dionisi said he believes that the relationship between Italy and Cambodia will undoubtedly flourish under the Prime Minister Hun Manet, and said that Italy would love to be part of Cambodia's growth.
I believe that under the wise guidance of the new Prime Minister and this government, this country will definitely grow much. And we would love, as Europeans and as Italians, to be part of this growth together.
Ambassador Dionisi said that he is pleased with the current state of cooperation as well as the trade between the two countries. He is confident that in the coming years, this relationship will continue to grow, and he noted that the new Cambodian government is very focused on strengthening and enhancing trade relations with many countries, particularly in Italy.
The trade figures has doubled. I'm quite confident in coming years these figures will grow definitely much more. The new Cambodian government is very focused on strengthening and enhancing the trade relations with many countries, namely with Italy. I do remember the fantastic conference that the Prime Minister has organized last November, gathering here all Chamber of Commerce and all embassies, and we were there, and I think this is the right track to follow. So I'm sure that in few coming years, relations, especially trade relations, will grow fast.
The Italian government played a significant role in bringing Madame Butterfly to Cambodia this week. A 100-year-old opera composed by Puccini. Ambassador Dionisi described Madame Butterfly as an important Asian cultural milestone in history, remaking this beautiful story in composing culture, love, romanticism, and friendship. He noted that these are vital shared between Cambodia and Italy.
As you know, Butterfly as an Asian contest in the history, it's a very nice history where everything is involved: culture, love, romanticism, friendship. So this is the sentiments that ties and bonds Italy to this part of the world and specifically to Cambodia.
Ambassador Dionisi also discussed the possibility of Cambodia and Italy officially establishing embassies in both countries.
Cambodian government was now covering Italy from Paris, is thinking about that. We are definitely thinking about that. I think the level of bilateral relations is gaining more and more importance in our foreign policy, in respective foreign policy. So I do see that in a number of years would be a possibility to open the two embassies, with president ambassadors.
Ambassador Dionisi mentioned that the two prime ministers will meet in the near future, securing ever stronger bonds in an Asian-European diplomacy. Stay tuned to EAC News for the full interview. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Wildlife Alliance released a statement denouncing a Voice of Democracy story, which it says misrepresented statements made by its wildlife rescue director, Nick Marks, regarding protected land. The Alliance is calling for the VOD to remove what it says is, quote, fake news. According to the Wildlife Alliance statement, VOD released a video on its Facebook page that, quote, misled the public and portrayed Wildlife Alliance as complaining that the government is making a new development inside the Phnom Tamao Royal Decree Protected Forest, end quote. The organization says it edited Marx's statements to reflect the views of climate activist Ma Chetra, who said that the protected land was being sold to development agencies. Marx said, quote, "I am not against development, but all forests should be kept protected." He did not expand on the statement. The Wildlife Alliance says the arrangement of the quote within the story gives the organization a bad reputation by aligning its views with those of the environmental activist. The Wildlife Alliance said that the tree clearing referred to in the article was part of a corridor to prevent forest fires from entering the Phnom Tamao Wildlife Rescue Center. The organization has been working as a partner to the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestries, and Fisheries since 2001. Its stated mission is to jointly protect forests, rescue trafficked wildlife, and provide professional care and release to seized wild animals. The Wildlife Alliance says it has helped the ministry to build 20 kilometers of fence around the protected forests, in addition to a water station that supplies 1,500 wild animals. The rate of deforestation in Cambodia is one of the highest in the world. According to a report from Citizens Engaged in Environmental Justice for All, Cambodia's wildlife sanctuaries lost 48,000 hectares of tree coverage in 2020 alone. Experts warn that if the deforestation continues, temperatures will increase, the onset of rains will be delayed, and Cambodia will experience more frequent fires, droughts, and extreme heat waves. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet paid his first official state visit to Vietnam since taking office in August. The two-day visit served to strengthen Vietnam's confidence in bilateral relations under Cambodia's new leadership. Arriving in Hanoi on Monday afternoon, the Prime Minister was welcomed by senior Vietnamese government officials before meeting up with Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh. During the meeting, the Vietnamese Prime Minister congratulated Hun Manet on his new position as Vice President of the Cambodian People's Party. He also expressed confidence that Cambodia will reach its 2030 and 2050 economic goals under the leadership of the new Prime Minister. The two leaders also presided over the signing of 3 agreements related to science and technology, international diplomacy, and commerce. After meeting with the Prime Minister of Vietnam, Prime Minister Hun Manet met with the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, in which he confirmed that his administration would continue the policies of his father through the Cambodian People's Party to maintain relations between Cambodia and Vietnam in the spirit of friendship and to support the potential of their relations. Prime Minister Hun Manet also met with the Vietnamese president, who considered the visit as a sign of stronger bonds in the Cambodian-Vietnamese bilateral relationship between the two countries and their people. Both the Communist Party leader and the Vietnamese president agreed that under the leadership of Prime Minister Hun Manet, the next generation of leaders will have the energy to develop Cambodia even further. The Prime Minister also met with Vietnam's National Assembly president, recalling good memories of the 43rd ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, which the Cambodian parliament hosted. He highlighted the long-standing and traditional relationship between the two countries over the past 56 years of diplomatic ties. Last night, the Vietnamese government hosted an official party for the Cambodian Prime Minister and his delegation. That evening, the Prime Minister received a courtesy call from the CEO of Viettel, a major telecommunications company in Vietnam. The Prime Minister congratulated Viettel on its success and thanked the company for its investment in Cambodia, including in telecom provider Metphone. Before leaving Vietnam for Cambodia, Prime Minister Hun Manet paid tribute to fallen Vietnamese war veterans and former President Ho Chi Minh in Hanoi. He then attended the Vietnam-Cambodia Business Forum. The Prime Minister is due to return to Cambodia this evening, having made his first official state visit to an ASEAN country. Kristen Winters, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. National Assembly President Khun Sotari presided over a meeting of the National Assembly Standing Committee yesterday to discuss appointees to the National Election Committee. The NEC is the governing body that makes decisions about the elections, how they are run, and who is allowed to participate. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
During yesterday's meeting, the National Assembly agreed that a vote for the NEC leadership will be held on December 13. Candidates to sit on the NEC are chosen by the party or parties that hold seats in National Assembly. During the last mandate, the Cambodian People's Party was the only party to hold seats in the National Assembly. This time, the Royalist Funchipik Party holds 5 of the 125 seats, which presumably means that they will have some members in the NEC this term. Last month, the Standing Committee appointed the General Secretary to gather a list of candidates and announce them for the Chairman, Vice Chairman and members of the committee. He will then present the list to the National Assembly Standing Committee for further review. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Minister of Labour Heng Soa said that the ministry will work with relevant partners to encourage businesses to have at least 3% of their total staff made up of persons with disabilities. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
The Labor Minister attended the discussion on a project to support disabled job seekers at the Hyatt yesterday, where he pledged to work with companies, factories and enterprises to create flexibility in the workforce to benefit persons with disabilities. He suggested certain skills like answering phones and other minimal labour positions that could enable persons with disabilities to find decent work and lead better lives. He urged persons with disabilities to review the professional skills that the government is providing in the new program to help the poor and vulnerable people so they can be broaden their skill set and knowledge to apply for more opportunities. Minister Heng Soa encouraged persons with disabilities not to despair, to overcome their difficulties and to join the government in building societies that is social and economically exclusive. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The Cambodian People's Party held its General Assembly over the weekend to solidify its platform, elect new members of its Central Committee, and appoint the Prime Minister to a place of honor within the party. Prime Minister Hun Manet added another role to his duties over the weekend when he was elected Vice President of the Cambodian People's Party. On Sunday, the CPP Central Committee took a vote where 99% of its members chose to elect the Prime Minister as one of 5 vice presidents for the party. The CPP is currently led by the Prime Minister's father, former Prime Minister Hun Sen, along with Honorary President Heng Samran, the former National Assembly President. The Prime Minister joins fellow Vice Presidents Saw King, the former Minister of Interior, Sai Chum, the Senate President, Thea Ban, the former Minister of Defense, and Deputy Prime Minister Mein Sam An in his new position. Nearly 500 of those who voted were added to the Central Committee the previous day, bringing its total to 1,312 members. Many of the new members are children of high-ranking CPP members. Having denied allegations from the Cambodia Daily that members must pay at least $20,000 to join the committee, the CPP said that Central Committee members are assessed on their honesty and a sense of duty to protect and sacrifice for the party, the nation, and the people. They must also have the ability to successfully implement the party's policies and decisions, and have a spirit of respect for the discipline and organization that maintains party unity. Kristen Winters, EAC News.
Trump តែរយៈពេលជាង 3 ខែប៉ុណ្ណោះរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលដឹកនាំដោយសម្ដេចធិបតីហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតសម្រេចបានសមិទ្ធផលជាច្រើនជូនជាតិនិងប្រជាជនគិតមកទល់ពេលនេះមានរយៈពេលត្រឹមតែជាង 3 ខែប៉ុណ្ណោះនៃការចាប់កំណើតរបស់រាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលអាណត្តិទី 7 ដឹកនាំដោយសម្ដេចមហាបវរធិបតីហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតនាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីនៃព្រះរាជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាជាង 3 ខែនៃអាណត្តិ 5 ឆ្នាំពិតជាខ្លីណាស់ជាពិសេសសម្រាប់រាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលថ្មីមួយដែលទើបចាប់ផ្ដើមចូលកាន់តំណែងប៉ុន្តែបើនិយាយពីសមិទ្ធផលដែលសម្រេចបានវិញរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលបន្តវេនរបស់គណបកប្រជាជនកម្ពុជាសម្រេចបានស្នាដៃច្រើនជាងពេលវេលាឆ្ងាយណាស់សមិទ្ធផលទាំងនេះសម្រេចបានដោយសារតែរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលថ្មីកើតភ្លាមធ្វើការភ្លាមធ្វើដោយសកម្មដោយឆន្ទៈមោះមុតនិងប្រកបដោយចក្ខុវិស័យវែងឆ្ងាយនិងច្បាស់លាស់ ខាងក្រោមនេះជាសមិទ្ធផលធំៗដែលរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលដឹកនាំដោយសម្ដេចធិបតីហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតសម្រាប់បានជូនជាតិមាតុភូមិសមិទ្ធផលទី1ការធានាបាននៅសន្តិភាពស្ថិរភាពសង្គមនយោបាយសេដ្ឋកិច្ចនិងដំណើរការប្រក្រតីនៃរដ្ឋបាលសាធារណៈរួមទាំងការអភិវឌ្ឍដែលរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលសម្ដេចតេជោហ៊ុនសែនបានកសាងឡើងដោយធានាមិនឲ្យបាត់បង់ឬមិនឲ្យសូម្បីតែការប្រែប្រួលជាអវិជ្ជមានណាមួយកើតឡើងនោះឡើយនេះជាសមិទ្ធផលដ៏ធំធេងដំបូងមកអស់ដែលមិនត្រូវមើលរំលងពីព្រោះប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្របានបង្ហាញយ៉ាងច្បាស់ថានៅពេលផ្លាស់ប្ដូរអ្នកដឹកនាំម្ដងកម្ពុជាតែងជួបភាពក្រឡាប់ចាក់សង្គ្រាមបែកបាក់និងភាពវឹកវរដ៏គ្រោះថ្នាក់ប៉ុន្តែការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរលើកនេះគឺជាការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរប្រកបដោយសន្តិភាព
នៅក្នុងគោលនយោបាយរដ្ឋាភិបាលថ្មីនេះទី1ថែរក្សានៅសមិទ្ធផលវិជ្ជមានទាំងអស់ដែលបានធ្វើកសាងដោយលំបាកក្នុង40ឆ្នាំនេះដោយរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលអាណត្តិពុនប៊ុនដឹកនាំដោយសម្ដេចតេជោនៅថ្នាក់ដឹកនាំរបស់យើងថែរក្សាឲ្យបាននៅស្ថិរភាពសន្តិភាពកុំឲ្យបាត់ទៅវិញថែរក្សានៅប្រព័ន្ធការងារសេដ្ឋកិច្ចទីផ្សារនិងការកំណែទម្រង់ដែលយើងមានជោគជ័យបណ្ដោះបោកទីតែទី2ត្រូវធ្វើម៉េចពង្រីកបន្ថែមនៅសមិទ្ធផលពង្រីកបន្ថែមមាន2ទី1កែលម្អនិងជួសជុលនៅបញ្ហាដែលសេសសល់តែថាមិនទាន់ល្អគ្រប់អាចថាជាបញ្ហាវិជ្ជមានអាចកាន់តែប្រសើរនិងបង្កើតនៅចំណុចវិជ្ជមានថែមទៀតជូនដល់បងប្អូន
សមិទ្ធផលទី2កម្មវិធីគោលនយោបាយអាទិភាព6យ៉ាងដែលប្រកាសដាក់ចេញដោយសម្ដេចធិបតីកាលពីថ្ងៃទី24ខែសីហាឆ្នាំ2023ក្នុងកិច្ចប្រជុំគណៈរដ្ឋមន្ត្រីលើកដំបូងត្រូវបានដាក់ឲ្យអនុវត្តជាបន្តបន្ទាប់អាទិភាពទី1គឺការផ្ដល់សេវាថែទាំសុខភាពជូនគ្រួសារពលរដ្ឋងាយរងគ្រោះតាមរយៈការពង្រីកមូលនិធិសមត្ថភាពសុខាភិបាលនិងការពង្រីករបបសន្តិសុខសង្គមតាមរបបភាគទានដោយស្ម័គ្រចិត្តសម្រាប់បុគ្គលស្វ័យនិយោជន៍និងអ្នកក្នុងបន្ទុកនៃសមាជិកបសសកម្មវិធីទាំងពីរត្រូវបានប្រកាសដាក់ឲ្យអនុវត្តកាលពីថ្ងៃទី24ខែតុលានិងថ្ងៃទី14ខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ2023ដែលគ្របដណ្ដប់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋជាង9លាននាក់អាទិភាពទី2គឺការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលជំនាញវិជ្ជាជីវៈនិងបច្ចេកទេសជូនយុវជនមកពីគ្រួសារក្រីក្រនិងងាយរងហានិភ័យសរុបប្រមាណជាង1.5 លាននាក់ទូទាំងប្រទេសដោយឥតគិតថ្លៃនិងទទួលបានប្រាក់ឧបត្ថម្ភចំនួន 28,000 រៀលក្នុងមួយខែកម្មវិធីនេះត្រូវបានប្រកាសដាក់ចេញឲ្យអនុវត្តកាលពីថ្ងៃទី14ខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ2023គោលដៅនៃការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលជំនាញវិជ្ជាជីវៈនិងបច្ចេកទេសនិងផ្ដោតសំខាន់លើគោលការណ៍ឲ្យចេះឲ្យជាប់និងឲ្យមានការងារធ្វើហើយត្រូវនឹងជំនាញដើម្បីធានាដល់ការងារនិងលើកស្ទួយជីវភាពរស់នៅការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលចំពោះមុខគឺផ្ដោតលើ10វិស័យនិង38មុខជំនាញអាទិភាពទី3លើកកម្ពស់កម្មវិធីជាតិជំនួយសង្គមដើម្បីជួយគ្រួសារក្រីក្រនិងងាយរងហានិភ័យឲ្យបានទូលំទូលាយកម្មវិធីជាតិជំនួយសង្គមនឹងត្រូវអនុវត្តក្នុងកញ្ចប់គ្រួសារដែលផ្ដោតលើគ្រួសារគោលដៅចំនួន4គឺកម្មវិធីឧបត្ថម្ភសាច់ប្រាក់ជូនស្ត្រីមានផ្ទៃពោះនិងកុមារអាយុក្រោម2ឆ្នាំកម្មវិធីអាហារូបត្ថម្ភសម្រាប់សិស្សក្រីក្រថ្នាក់បឋមនិងមធ្យមសិក្សាកម្មវិធីឧបត្ថម្ភសាច់ប្រាក់ជូនជនមានពិការភាពនិងកម្មវិធីឧបត្ថម្ភសាច់ប្រាក់ជូនជនចាស់ជរាអាយុ60ឆ្នាំឡើងកម្មវិធីនេះរៀបចំដោយក្រសួងសង្គមគិច្ចអតីតយុទ្ធជននិងយុវនីតិសម្បទាត្រូវបានប្រកាសដាក់ឲ្យអនុវត្តជាផ្លូវការនៅថ្ងៃទី5ខែធ្នូឆ្នាំ2023អាទិភាពទី4 ការអភិវឌ្ឍសេដ្ឋកិច្ចក្រៅប្រព័ន្ធក្នុងនោះយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រជាតិស្តីពីការអភិវឌ្ឍសេដ្ឋកិច្ចក្រៅប្រព័ន្ធឆ្នាំ2023-2028ត្រូវបានប្រកាសឲ្យអនុវត្តជាផ្លូវការកាលពីថ្ងៃទី10ខែតុលាឆ្នាំ2023យុទ្ធសាស្ត្រជាតិនេះមានគោលដៅជួយគាំពារជំរុញសេដ្ឋកិច្ចក្រៅប្រព័ន្ធឲ្យរីកលូតលាស់ហើយអាចចូលក្នុងប្រព័ន្ធដើម្បីទទួលបានអត្ថប្រយោជន៍ផ្សេងៗពីរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលនិងអាចទទួលបានផលប្រយោជន៍ពីប្រព័ន្ធគាំពារសង្គមផ្លូវការអាទិភាពទី5គឺយន្តការសម្របសម្រួលនិងកម្មវិធីហិរញ្ញប្បទានដើម្បីលើកស្ទួយផលិតកម្មស្វែងរកទីផ្សារនិងរក្សាលំនឹងតម្លៃផលិតផលកសិកម្មដែលត្រូវបានប្រកាសដាក់ឲ្យអនុវត្តនៅថ្ងៃទី20ខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ2023រាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលត្រៀមកញ្ចប់ថវិកា$100 លានដើម្បីចាប់ផ្ដើមហើយអាចវិភាគថវិកាបន្ថែមប្រសិនបើចាំបាច់អាទិភាពទី6គឺការដាក់ពង្រាយមន្ត្រីបច្ចេកទេសកសិកម្មនៅគ្រប់ឃុំសង្កាត់ដែលមានសកម្មភាពកសិកម្មដើម្បីបង្ខិតសេវាបម្រើកសិករឲ្យទៅគៀកកសិករតែម្ដងក្រសួងកសិកម្មនឹងដាក់ពង្រាយមន្ត្រីជំនាញកសិកម្ម1600 នាក់ទូទាំងប្រទេសពីពេលនេះដល់ឆ្នាំ2025ទន្ទឹមនឹងនោះរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលមានផែនការរៀបចំឲ្យមានសហគមន៍កសិកម្មទំនើបដើម្បីប្រែក្លាយកសិកម្មកម្ពុជាពីកសិកម្មជាលក្ខណៈគ្រួសារទៅជាសហគ្រាសសេដ្ឋកិច្ចកសិកម្មដ៏រឹងមាំកម្មវិធីនេះក៏ត្រូវបានប្រកាសឲ្យអនុវត្តរួចរាល់ដែរកាលពីថ្ងៃទី20ខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ2023សរុបទៅកម្មវិធីគោលនយោបាយអាទិភាពទាំង6ត្រូវបានប្រកាសឲ្យអនុវត្តរួចរាល់ត្រឹមតែជាង3ខែប៉ុណ្ណោះសមិទ្ធផលទី3ការបង្កើតអាជ្ញាធរជាតិដោះស្រាយវិវាទក្រៅប្រព័ន្ធតុលាការដែលត្រូវបានព្រះមហាក្សត្រឡាយប្រហោះថ្លេខាលើព្រះរាជក្រឹត្យកាលពីថ្ងៃទី2ខែវិច្ឆិកាឆ្នាំ2023នេះគឺជាសមិទ្ធផលថ្មីមួយដែលរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលនីតិកាលទី7នៃរដ្ឋសភាដឹកនាំដោយសម្ដេចធិបតីហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតសម្រាប់ធ្វើដើម្បីផលប្រយោជន៍ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋ
អញ្ចឹងផលប្រយោជន៍នៃការបង្កើតនៅអាជ្ញាធរដោះស្រាយវិវាទនេះគឺដោះស្រាយវិវាទរដ្ឋប្រវេណីវិវាទពាណិជ្ជកម្មនិងវិវាទដទៃទៀតតាមរយៈការសម្រុះសម្រួលផ្សះផ្សាដោយផ្អែកទៅលើកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀងរវាងភាគីពាក់ព័ន្ធនិងតាមការស្នើសុំរបស់ភាគីវិវាទដែលភាគីវិវាទយល់ព្រមទទួលយកយន្តការសម្រុះសម្រួលផ្សះផ្សាហេតុអីបានជាយើងត្រូវបង្កើតតែផលប្រយោជន៍ស្អីចាំបាច់ទី1គឺបង្ខិតសេវាដោះស្រាយវិវាទដែលមានភាពងាយស្រួលឆាប់រហ័សប្រសិទ្ធភាពខ្ពស់ឲ្យកាន់តែទៅជិតប្រជាពលរដ្ឋនៅមូលដ្ឋានជួយកាត់បន្ថយចំណាយពេលវេលាក្នុងការដោះស្រាយមិនទុកឲ្យទំនាស់រ៉ាំរ៉ៃទី2គឺផ្ដល់ឲ្យប្រជាពលរដ្ឋនៅយន្តការសម្រុះសម្រួលដោយដោះស្រាយវិវាទមួយដែលអាចធានាបាននៅបរិយាកាសសន្តិភាពនិយមនិងភាពសុខដុមរមនាក្នុងសង្គមគឺដោះស្រាយយកយន្តការឆ្ទះអានឹងដូចយន្តការដោះស្រាយក្រៅប្រព័ន្ធដែលមានស្រាប់ប៉ុន្តែអ្វីដែលលក្ខណៈពិសេសរបស់យន្តការនេះគឺរួមចំណែកកាត់បន្ថយការកកស្ទះសំណុំរឿងនៅតាមតុលាការព្រោះទំនាស់ដែលដោះស្រាយរួចហើយនៅក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌអាជ្ញាធរថ្មីនេះត្រូវចាត់ទុកថាដោះស្រាយរួចរាល់ជាស្ថាពរដោយមិនបាច់ប្តឹងទៅតុលាការព្រោះកំណត់ហេតុព្រមព្រៀងបញ្ចប់វិវាទដោយអាជ្ញាធរនេះមានអានុភាពអនុវត្តដោយសាលក្រមស្ថាពររបស់តុលាការនេះគឺលក្ខណៈពិសេសរបស់វា
សមិទ្ធផលទី4ក្នុងរយៈពេលជាង3ខែសម្ដេចធិបតីនាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីបានចុះជួបសម្ដែងសម្ដាលជាមួយគណៈកម្មការនយោជិតតាមរោងចក្រសហគ្រាសក្នុងរាជធានីខេត្តចំនួន10លើកសរុបអ្នកចូលរួមជិត20,000 នាក់ក្នុងពិធីសម្ដែងសម្ដាលទាំងនោះសម្ដេចធិបតីនាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីបានដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាជាច្រើនជូនគណៈកម្មការនយោជិតមានដូចជាការខិតខំដំឡើងប្រាក់ឈ្នួលអបបរមាឆ្នាំ2024ឡើងដល់$204ក្នុងមួយខែការសម្របសម្រួលឲ្យគណៈកម្មការនយោជិតអាចចូលរៀនជំនាញវិជ្ជាជីវៈ ក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌនៃកម្មវិធីបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលជំនាញបច្ចេកទេសវិជ្ជាជីវៈដល់យុវជនមកពីគ្រួសារក្រីក្រចំនួនប្រមាណ 1.5 សែននាក់ការជំរុញឲ្យអនុវត្តកាតព្វកិច្ចហ្វឹកហ្វឺនកូនជាងការបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលកម្មករនិយោជិតដើម្បីលើកកម្ពស់សមត្ថភាពជំនាញ